start the second half of the season. Week 6 is here. We're really starting to get to some serious decision-making matchups, especially in district play. Steve Schneider along with Troy LaBeouf. It's Friday night in the boot, and man, do we have a huge game to start this one.
Absolutely, man. Some really good games, and everybody's looking at power rankings now. It's getting close toward the end of the season, and what the playoffs will be seen.
We'll have a big decision for the Ash Trojans later, but right now we take you to North Louisiana, where the Lions have been the story at Ruston.
What's up? Welcome to Ruston High. It's a great day to be a Bearcat. Happy homecoming. We're going to beat Washita.
The Catbox fired up for homecoming and a big matchup with Washita Parish. Senior laden and certainly off to a great start, but could they hang with the Bearcats? Lions forced to punt in the first quarter. Keelan Davis in there to scoop it up for Ruston and score. Number 22 puts the Bearcats in front with a 7-0 lead. He was all excited about that. Washita, good field position after recovering an attempted onside kick. This is MJ Day, 20 yards down into scoring position. Then it's Montrell Connor. The push play, 7-7 after a 51-yard drive. Late in the second quarter, 3rd and 3 from the 23. How about a 26-yard catch for the man, Ahmad Hudson? He sat out last week with an injury. Troy, he didn't miss a beat.
He looks 7 foot tall.
Just insane. It continues. Ahmad climbing the ladder for that 30-yard touchdown, 14-7. He had 100 yards in the first half. That's his 7th touchdown, 14-7. Ruston would go in at the break. All right, how about Dalen Powell? Quiet in the first half, not in the second. There's a 32-yard run. Powell, a 1-yard run to finish it off. 21-7, the Bearcats having their way. A 79-yard drive capped after 6 plays. The Lions, though, would not go quietly as Connor looks, searches for a receiver, on the keeper, 17 yards, weaving through the defense. Washita stays in the game, cuts it to a 21-14 game. However, on a 4th and 12, under 3 minutes to play, this could be the game. Connor into triple coverage, and look, Jaden Anding is on the spot for the interception, his 3rd of the year. He runs it back out to seal the deal. Final score, Bearcats get it done, improving to 5-1, handing Washita Parish its first loss of the year, 5-1. 21-14 was your final.
That Anding name sounds familiar.
Yeah.
He's a good player. I mean,
Aiden, the elder brother, is proud.
Big players make big plays. Let's go to our next one. It's the Battle of the Tigers. Thibodeau, Lowell Narcisse got him at 5-0. There comes Greg Boynes. Hahnville Tigers, a host Thibodeau. First quarter action, Hahnville's Landon Teague finds Bennett Nakan down the middle. He breaks free, leaving defenders behind. Touchdown, 7-0. The hometown Tigers take the lead. Late in the first, nice little celebration right there. Here come Thibodeau Tigers, down 7. Quarterback Damian Robertson hits Jacob Terrell. Nice move here. Terrell's dad is the AD at Nicholls State University. Gets into the Hahnville territory. And then, after the flip of the quarter, Robertson finds Kyron False down the middle, carrying defenders. Touchdown.
Not going down, he says.
Thibodeau Tigers, they get on the board. They miss the PAT, 7-6, Hahnville. More second quarter action here. Nakan. You'll see the Nakan quarterback. A little play action right here. Finds his guy, Lance Marshall, for a nice gain. That'll move the sticks. That sets him up 4th and goal for Hahnville. Fabian Celestine takes the handoff and met by a swarm of defenders. And Thibodeau will take over. They get to stop. Thibodeau hits a big play on first down, trying to capitalize. Robertson fumbles. Bumbo! Ball bounces around, recovered by the homestanding Hahnville Tigers. Hahnville looking to extend their lead. Nakan hits Aaron Williams. Nice pass right over the middle. Set him up inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal. Got to settle for a field goal. Miles Borey hits it. Hahnville leads 10-6 at a halftime. And you see your final score. Hahnville flexes their muscles in the second half. They give Tigers first loss. Hahnville goes to 5-1. Hahnville Central Lafourche, and the Tigers will take on HL Bourgeois.
5-1's all over the board. All right, we've already been to the Bearcat backyard. We've been to the River Parishes. How about Cenla, Marksville, and Gina? And, of course, Gina's Giants playing on their home turf. Want to get off to a good start. Devin Lavallee. Jaden Price. That's Marksville, who jumps in front and gets a 2-point play for an 8-0 lead. However, the Giants quick to get back on the board. Daniel Hatcher gets the touchdown with ease. Conversion made it 8-8. Marksville's turn on offense. Lavallee, quarterback sneak, finds the end zone, 14-8. Here comes the Giants. Gina driving, Hatcher again. Check out the block from Zayden Cooper. Gina plows through the defense for the touchdown, and with the two-point play, leads 16-14. This was a score fest. I think they had 60 points in the first half. Marksville at the 30. Lavallee long to Armani Benjamin, the basketball player turned football star, sandwiched between two players there.
You got Moss.
They take the lead. Back and forth all night long. Gina's Giants get it done. There are two more 5-1 teams right at the top of the show. 62-46. That, by my quick math, is 108 points on the board. So Ruston was the defensive game. Ruston and Washington.
No doubt. I mean, look, they're still putting big points up every week. These offensive coordinators are really good.
Absolutely. All right, we're just getting started. Back with much more here on Friday Night in the Boot. Stay with us.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
So it's going to come down to this.
Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute! There's a flag on the play!
Protect what matters most to you and find out the many ways you can benefit. 100% free tuition and fees to all state colleges. Job training in over 150 different career fields, healthcare, pay, and much more. The Louisiana Army National Guard. Part-time service with lifelong benefits. Find out more by visiting www.lang-recruiting.com.
The LHSAA Network TV app features a 24/7 live channel as well as on-demand content with all the high school sports you want, and it's totally free. The app is available for download on TV-connected devices, including Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. It's the only place where every day is game day. Download the LHSAA Network TV app today.
Welcome back to Friday Night in the Boot. Steve Schneider, Troy LaBeouf, and every week we're somewhere in the state trying to bring you the best in high school football, and we just came from North Louisiana. This coming week, Church Point and Northwest. So a little Acadiana action. Looking forward to that. I think we have back-to-back Acadiana games the following week. We got Notre Dame and Jennings.
Small town schools, big time following.
Absolutely.
You get to do some cool videos before.
Great atmosphere with those fans. And hey, we had great atmosphere, Parkway and Airline up in Bossier. Let's take you to the highlights of this game, and certainly lots of scoring as we expected, although not really the fastest start. Caleb Williams, the Parkway senior, touchdown pass to Josh Coleman. They have no place kicker, so they missed the two-point try. They're up 6-0. Airline, though, responds. DJ Allen on the goal line makes it a 7-6 Vikings lead. When Airline does go to the air, though, it doesn't work out well. They were looking for LSU recruit Kenny Darby. Instead, it's in the hands of cornerback Peyton Rayner right on the spot. Almost took it to the house. He is bumped out before he gets there, but Braxton Black picks up the 6. Panthers were looking good for a 6-0 start, up 20-14 at the break. Darby double-teamed all night at wideout. They set him up in the backfield. What does he do? He runs it 49 yards to the house just like that. They're up 22-20. The five-star, a tremendous effort. But the other number one, Caleb Williams, more effective putting points on the board. There's another touchdown toss to Coleman. Williams, just a minute later, had 4 scores passing on the night. It was 28-22, and here you go. You give him all day to throw, he can find Gary Burney running behind the secondary. 34-22 the score at that point. But Airline, the prospect of a third straight loss, not sitting well with them. They push in for one touchdown, and then Chase Williams finds one through the air, and all of a sudden, they're in front. But out comes Caleb Williams to his big man touchdown. Big Rod Johnson, number 98, a defensive end at 6'3", 290, made it 42-36. Airline did drive for another score, went up 43-42, but Braxton Black gets one back. Panthers pull out a 5-point win to go 6-0. 48-43 was your final for Coy Brotherton and his crew in South Bossier.
Huge win. Big win right there to go to 6-0.
And that's not a 5-1. That's a 6-0 on the board.
How about a little Catholic League action on Thursday night? Nobody comes out better than Carr. Brother Martin versus Carr. Thursday night lights on the West Bank, and the Carr Cougars putting that unbeaten mark on the line. Didn't take long. Second play of the game, Trey Garrison, right side, slips a tackle. He's gone. Hit the burners, hit the afterburners. 48-yard touchdown, 7-0 Carr Cougars. Next Carr possession, same play. Except this time, John Johnson calls his own number. He pulls it and keeps it, does it all by himself. Walk-in for a touchdown, 14-0 for Bryce Brown's Cougars. Cougars defense came to play as well. Might be the best defense in the state. Romeo Brown blows up the run game in the backfield. 5-star recruit Richard Anderson going to LSU, gets in on the action as well. Second quarter now, more from the Hollywood Show. Johnson once again doing it with his legs, picks his way through. Easy touchdown scamper, followed by a little dance in the end zone. 21-0. Cougars rolling in this one. Next trip, we're going to see some end zone action again for Carr. A counterpunch from Brother Martin.
Nice.
Yeah, plucks it out of midair, and he's turning and burning it back the other way. Big gain for gains on the interception. Huge return down the far sidelines. Cougars in plus territory. Whoop, we got a fumble. Not for long. Kevin Martin picks up the loose change. Must have been a lucky penny heads because he's going to scoop and score. But that was a backbreaker. 27-0 encounter. And that just a turn of events right there after you thought you had a little momentum. Carr looking for one more right before the half. Johnson hooking up with his main man, Floyd Jones. Beautiful name. He's fired up after that first down. Look at him talking a little smack. Even if Brother Martin knows what's coming, still can't stop it. Johnson showing off the wheels again. It's pay dirt for the third time in the first half. 34-0 heading into the break. Ooh, the Cougars, is this 19 in a row, I believe? They stay perfect. 48-13. Catholic League action continues next week. Edna Carr at Jesuit, and Brother Martin will try to get back in that winning ways. 4-2 on the season. Ooh, they played Curtis, John Curtis.
Let's head out to Acadiana. Lafayette came into the matchup with Karen Crow with a better record than the Bears. However, the Bears quickly stormed out to a big lead. They were up 35-7, and their defense holding the Lions back, giving it to the offense. Sophomore quarterback Carson Gurzy flips it out to Kendrick Bernard. On the out route, he is off to the races. 97 yards, he blazes up the sideline.
My referee's fast. He's staying right with him.
42-7, your score at that point. Gavin Peters smelling blood in the water. The onside kick recovered.
Ambush.
And hey, right after that pickup by Brennan Cormier, how about Gurzy looking off the safety and finds Nichols commit Chance Babineau in the back of the end zone, 28-yard score. This was all Karen Crow as the Bears improved to 4-2. Lions fall to 4-2, 63-7 on Thursday night.
I mean, Lafayette's playing good football this season at 4-2, but I mean, Karen Crow starting to get that mojo going. Chance Babineau going to Nichols, that's a steal. He is a really good player.
Absolutely. Could be a Walk-On finalist. We'll wait and see. All right, much more of Friday Night in the Boot coming up right after this.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
The start of school means the start of new sports seasons, which unfortunately can mean injuries. Too often, sports injuries are treated with opioids, leading to addiction among our youth. And drug addictions can cause overdoses and deaths. If you're injured, ask your doctor for medicines and therapies that don't use opioids. And if you're struggling with opioid addiction, we can offer treatment. Opioid addiction is a losing game. You can help. Learn more at realhelpvr.com. That's realhelpvr.com.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
If you want to break the rock, you need to make yourself indestructible. If you want to play between the hedges, you need to work out there, up there, down there, everywhere. If you want to reach the win bar, you need to lose sleep, lose count. You need to play every game like you got nothing to lose.
Welcome back in. Friday night in the boot, and one of the biggest matchups anticipated, tonight's Ash road trip into West Monroe.
Boy, I tell you what, I'd like to have a ticket to that one. I mean, just two outstanding programs. West Monroe's starting to play really good football
We
now.
got better than a ticket. Let's take you in the locker room.
Moment right here tonight. We don't have to make it any bigger than it is. We know what this is. You ready?
Beautiful
It's gotta
setting
be
there
ballin',
as the Rebels
execute.
hosting Ash, which has not been contested really all year. The Trojans 22-2 in their last 24 games, but the Rebels seemed ready to jump on them in this game. And look at that atmosphere. That's why you wanted the ticket, to see that, right?
Absolutely.
KNOE with a great job of covering high school football. We appreciate them. And hey, there's Thomas Bachman, knowing his team would face a challenge that they haven't seen this year. And sure enough, early on, the Rebels making some big plays, forcing the fumble right there that gives them some good field position. And from there, Brady Guillot will try to take advantage of it. The quarterback for the Rebels actually calls his own number and finishes off the 25-yard drive as he stretches it across the goal line for the touchdown. However, Ash, not taking them too long to respond. They had outscored opponents 254-34 this year. How about that? The tight end screen, Grayson Thibodeau wide open, nothing but turf in front of him. And hey, on the large video board, you can see it was a score, tied up at 7. Next West Monroe possession, backed up in their own territory. Latravius Williams with the block, Jiren Griffin with the touchdown, and Ash takes the lead 14-7. But the Rebels will go to the Pawnee train. That's Christian Pawnee, number 22, running hard for the Rebels, running over defenders, moving the change. In the second quarter, Guillot will connect with Trez Davis. A cast on his hand is not going to slow him down. 42-yard touchdown. They tie it up 14-14. Bachman not happy about an obstructed TD view and personal foul against the Rebs. Late in the second quarter, a short pass to Griffin. Pretty good. How about 40 yards in the score, and Ash leads 21-17 at the break. However, the Trojans up 31-24 with just over 2 minutes to go, and the Rebels will have a chance. What can they do with that chance? Well, they have Trez Davis, and if they can get the ball in his hands, perhaps something big would happen. Looks like a 78-yard touchdown that tied the game. And then the final score, 34-31. So West Monroe now 5-1, a legit contender as they've proven. But next up for them, Ouachita Parish, who will obviously be hungry after losing their first game of the year. Ash falls to 5-1, and they'll play their next door neighbor Pineville next up.
West Monroe starting to get it going. A couple weeks ago, you didn't think that, but they're getting it going now. Let's go to Teurlings Catholic versus Rain. League play, you see, there's the Rain Wolves, beautiful uniforms. Teurlings 5-0 in the season, pick up the action in the second quarter. Rebels leading 22-0. Eli DeBlanc finding room on the outside, and he's in for the touchdown. After a quick 4-and-out from the Rain, Rebels back with the ball. Ian Schwadner marching his way down the field for a big first down. That'll move the chains. Next play, keep the momentum going. Alex Motez connects with Quinn Simon. Beautiful ball, nice catch, hangs on, makes the catch in the end zone for a touchdown. I think Teurlings Catholic stays undefeated, and they do. They go to 6-0. They'll have North Vermillion next week, and Rain drops to 2-4. They'll be at Westgate.
All right, it's still early here on Friday Night in the Boot. Troy LaBeouf, Steve Schneider, back with more right after this.
Protect what matters most to you and find out the many ways you can benefit. 100% free tuition and fees to all state colleges. Job training in over 150 different career fields, healthcare, pay, and much more. The Louisiana Army National Guard, part-time service with lifelong benefits. Find out more by visiting www.lang-recruiting.com.
At Breck Golf Courses, we focus on the highest level of play. That means award-winning courses, state-of-the-art practice facilities, unique shot-making opportunities, and tournament-level playing experiences. With 2 championship courses located in the parish, Beaver Creek and Santa Maria courses make the perfect setting to test your golf skills. Find your next hole-in-one with Breck Golf.
So it's going to come down to this.
Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute! There's a flag on the play!
When looking for college, I wanted somewhere that would push me and allow me to kind of be the person I'd always wanted to be.
Everyone here kind of has this mindset of seeing the next person succeed, and I think that just creates a Southern Miss spirit.
You find what you need out of Southern Miss. What I need isn't what another student needs, but we all find something here.
You don't have to be what people have said you've been. You don't have to be what people think you are. Like, coming to Southern Miss, you can totally reinvent yourself and be who you truly feel like you are meant to be.
Welcome back to Friday Night in the Boot. Troy LaBeouf along with Steve Schneider. This is a good one. A lot of points. I'm just telling you, a lot of points in this one, Steve. Faraday and Mangum coming at you.
And they moved the site. Faraday was supposed to be home.
We saw that field last week.
Because of that field.
We saw that field last week. Trojans home game moved to Mangum. Boy, you see nice walkout, captains meeting. Trojans unbeaten, taking on the Dragons, but only 1 loss last season. Dragons beat the Trojans 35-6. Faraday's been rolling, outscoring their points 255-56. Harris goes deep, circus catch. Faraday up 6-0. Dragons come back strong, 35 straight points. Colby Casey hits Ty Wilcher for the touchdown. See the cheerleaders getting into it. Dragons next possession, Casey shakes a defender. Look at that blocking. Spin moves, put him on the spin cycle, lower shoulder, touchdown. A lot of touchdowns in this game. Willie Randolph gets it in the front. He punches it from 2 yards out. This game would be crazy in the second half. Faraday stormed back, multiple scores, but the Trojans had dug too deep a hole in this one. See right here, nice around the end zone, gets inside the pylons for a touchdown. Cheerleaders love it. See if we can get a final score coming right at you. Mangum, they hold on. Both teams are 5-1, 56-48. Mangum got a big one with Oak Grove, and Faraday the Trojans at Madison.
All right, we just had Franklinton going against Jules Sumner, our game of the week last time. Lakeshore coming off a loss that they had to Salmon because of a lot of turnover problems. We picked this up with the Titans in front in this one, though, 27-13. Franklinton tries to catch up. Jacob Crane airing it out to Jaden Burkharder. Quarter of the end zone, 27-20. Lakeshore in front, and the Titans keeping their momentum going as Brody Louderman scores on that touchdown, 34-20. Demons chipping away. Crane again launching a rocket down the field. Mikey's McLean takes it up the sideline for a Franklinton touchdown, but Lakeshore still in front and pulling away. Sean Brown with the rock, getting past the Demons defense, breaks free, taken down within the 10-yard line. It leads to this. Landon Hollingshead on the carry, fighting his way into the end zone. Titans end up running away, winning by 2 scores. 41-27 the score in that one. So Lakeshore now 5-1. So many teams at 5-1 that we're showing here on this episode of Friday Night in the Boot. And
Laudermilk had a big night. I think he had 3 touchdowns and 190 yards.
All right, next up we got the
Shaw and St. James. Nice job right here. You see Shaw taking the football first. That's number 6, Alan Shaw. What a last name. The quarterback keeps it for a touchdown. Shaw takes the lead. Shaw back in action. A little play action, wide open. Finds his man, number 37 with the catch. That's Corey Strong. St. James, as Juwan Johnson, going down. That Shaw defense looks good, I tell you. Quarterback keeps the football, back on the move again. That's Alan Shaw, the third. Man, he's got wheels. And St. James got a lot of speed as well. I know St. James fought back in this one. Shaw back on offense. A lot of Shaw highlights. Gets him right up the middle. And they go to work again. DeAndre Franklin. Shaw up big, 21-0. But the Wildcats finally moving the ball. Braylon Jackson deep to Rocky Lee. Outstanding grab. Deep. There's a quarterback right here. Punches it in from the 1-yard line. Cut the lead to 21-7. Second quarter action, St. James.
Jaden Villanova?
Yeah, boy, he was big last week, but a big play right there by Shaw defensively. Jackson back to the air. Ooh, what a catch. Tight lines. Gives up a little limber right there. He tight lines him for a big gain. And there's Jackson scrambling. That kid's only a sophomore, Steve. He's really,
He was really good as a freshman.
good. Here's a nice field goal, 24 yards. That puts Shaw up 24-14. They don't need those points. Zenon, what a catch. He takes a huge hit. Did he hang on to the football? I think he did. Jackson would link up with Villanova for another St. James touchdown. Wildcats miss a 2-point conversion. Shaw be singing the album out at the final score. This is a big matchup, 24-20. Shaw will be at Walker, and St. James will play LSSS.
Levanta Davis certainly had a roller coaster ride this year with so many close games, winning and losing, and that's another example against Hank Tierney's squad. Just great matchups all across the board here on Friday.
It's just going to prepare him for the playoffs.
Absolutely.
That's not a district game.
And then we'll get to the Dome and we'll have games that go down to the last possession. All right, much more. Friday night in the boot. Stay right where you are. We'll be back.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
If you want to break the rock, you need to make yourself indestructible. If you want to play between the hedges, you need to work out there, up there, down there, everywhere. If you want to reach the win bar, you need to lose sleep, lose count. You need to play every game like you got nothing to lose.
Back on Friday night in the boot. Halfway through the show, Steve, it's going fast.
No, we're not.
We are there, and we got a good one. We got 2 undefeated teams we're about to take a look at. Hamilton Christian, smaller classifications in Grand Lake, but they play really good football. Both undefeated. Hornets take on Hamilton Christian. Boy, big 4th down, gambling early. But I guess it's not really gambling when you had number 1, and that's Mr. Vital, who's got an LSU offer. He turns the corner, gets the 1st down, nearly scores before getting shoved out of bounds. That just delayed the inevitable. Vinyl Funds pay dirt quarterback keeper shortly after 7-0 Hamilton Christian after 1 quarter. Nice. Well, look at the moves. More
That's
vital.
the basketball coming out of
Breaks tackle, drive, dragging a couple of Hornets into the
pivoting,
end zone.
spinning. I guess that'd be traveling if you're holding the ball, but that's
right.
okay.
I'm a referee. This is not a replay. This is just another run by him. Vital does it all. I've watched this kid so much on film. He's so good. Vital finds his receiver right behind. Nobody can catch him. Touchdown, easy touchdown. Let's run that one back. Let's see, Vital's gonna get it again, I believe, coming right at you. War's gonna be looking for more. Touchdown, they got some good looking linemen too, man. Nope, that takes us to the final score. Vital uses his arms, he uses legs, he plays defense, he kicks, he brings water, he drives the bus. They go to 5-0. Grand Lake loses their first one. Hamilton will play Elton, and Basile and Grant late next week.
Little neighborhood rivalry, you know, Brett Beard, the Denham Springs coach, used to be at Live Oak, his Jackets, taking on the Eagles, the Highway 16 rivalry in the third quarter. The Jackets are rolling as they hand off to the running back. Brenton Paul cruises his way into the end zone, and the Jackets go in front by a score of 48-21. The Eagles contributed a lot of points in this game. The answer right here, record-breaking quarterback Hayden Jones finding Tazain Sykes, and it's 48-28. And the Yellow Jackets right back at it as they're going to end up with 63 points on the night. This time they're going to go to Brenton Paul, and he will find the end zone for another touchdown. 63-34, the teams combined for 97 points. And Denham, next up, touchdown. That'll be a big matchup.
2,000-yard passer and Caden Jones for Live Oak. Yep. 200 and a 100-yard rusher for Denham Springs. Talked to Coach Joe Ryan tonight. He joined me on the broadcast. Big-time running back.
Brett Beard's an offensive lineman, so...
They had the night off tonight, but they're getting ready for the next one. Let's take a look at our next game. Rummel versus Warren Easton. Take you out to Tad Gormley. Love all these runouts, man. The uniform looks so good. Rummel Raiders take on the Warren Easton Eagles. First quarter action, Rummel with the ball. They hand it off to Jaden Terrence. Runs through the middle of the defense. Nobody can catch him. Raiders up 7-0. Back in the red zone is Rummel. They give it to Terrence again up the middle. Same thing, same result. Second touchdown. Raiders up 14-0. This is Warren Easton's chance to get in the red zone before they have the drop back to pass. Intercepted. Great defensive play. Chris Parker got that interception. Then it started second half. Rummel in the red zone. Fake the handoff. Throw it to Mark Chesby. Gets in the touchdown. Rummel rolling in this one. They lead it at that point 21-0. We're going to take a look at our final score. Warren made a fight out of it. The Fighting Eagles got a couple of touchdowns, but Rummel wins at 28-14. St. Augustine and Rummel next week, and Holy Cross and Warren Easton.
Was it Oregon and Oregon State that used to call their game the Civil War?
Yes, but we got a high school in Louisiana to do that.
We absolutely do. And in Southern Lab, the Kittens on the right of your screen there, Madison Prep, and the Chargers. They're on Southern University's field. Of course, their coach, Landry Williams, played for the Jaguars. Landon Johnson trying to do what he used to do in connecting with a receiver, but he's picked off right there by Alexander Williams. So Southern Lab missing Jerry Botley. Dexter Ricard got some playing time last year, and you see what that can produce as he finds Anthony Weatherspoon for a first down. However, the drive would stall for the Kittens. On fourth down, Ricard met by the Chargers. And not only did they stop him, but a turnover. So second quarter, Ricard would eventually get back to work, this time moving down the field with his legs, which is definitely part of his game. Shifty, quick, gets the Kittens into scoring position. Then they get down by the goal line and they turn to Jaden Hatch. He'll take the handoff and knife into the end zone. 2-point play made it 8-0. Darrell Asbury's team in front. Still in the second quarter, Chargers try to get things going. There was not a lot of scoring for most of the night in this game. But Johnson finds Keon Robinson down by the goal line. And from there, the Chargers would punch it in on fourth down. Jayon Profit with the score. 2-point play tacked on 8-8. Chargers, though, erupt late and end up with 32 on the board to go to 5-1 on the year. The Kittens, who always are playing up against people bigger than them, now 3-3 with a game against Kaplan next up.
Landon Johnson, Madison Prep, he plays offense and defense, and he never comes out. He's an unbelievable player.
We saw a guy like that the other night in the Parkway game. All right, much more of Friday Night in the Boot. Stay right there.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Protect what matters most to you and find out the many ways you can benefit. 100% free tuition and fees to all state colleges. Job training in over 150 different career fields, healthcare, pay, and much more. The Louisiana Army National Guard, part-time service with lifelong benefits. Find out more by visiting www.lang-recruiting.com.
No one ever thinks they'll be in this position. Buying medication online could put you here, or here, or here. Counterfeit pills and other illicit substances are being laced with fentanyl, and fentanyl kills. It's 50 times stronger than heroin. Medical professionals can't even tell the difference between a real pill and one that is fake. At least not until they do your autopsy. Don't take anything online that doesn't come from your doctor. Buying online can leave you flatlined.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
Welcome back to Friday Night in the Boot. Troy LaBeouf, Steve Schneider. Want to see a little Pop Houston highlights?
Absolutely.
You know he's going to be in there. Captain Shreve and Evangel. Evangel Host and Captain Shreve both met twice. Shreve won 77-76, a basketball score in the regular season. Evangel eliminating the Gators in the first round. Jamarcio Plater, touchdown, 6-0. PAT is missed. Shreve takes the lead. But didn't we say we were going to see Peyton Pop Houston? There he is. Charlie Abraham, touchdown. Evangel gets the extra point. They lead at 7-6. Captain Shreve, Plater's going to do it again. You're going to watch him. Touchdown. Shreve, nobody's going to even catch this guy. Shreve leads at 12-6. They go for a two-point conversion, but they do not get it. There's a shot of the band. There's Peyton Pop Houston and Johnny Casey. Big gain. Little spin right here. Get off of me. That'll move the sticks. Pop Houston hands it to Keone Mims, the second, for the score. 14-12. Evangel takes the lead. When you miss those two-point conversions, they will hurt you. Shreve, Jackson Gaskin to Chris Hill. Big gain. Nice little screen right over the middle. Suck those defensive linemen in. They finally knock him out of bounds. Gaskin's going to call his own number. I don't think it was a tush push, but he got in 19-14. Shreve leads after, again, another failed two-point drive. We'll see if that hurts him. Evangel, Peyton Pop Houston will show the arm off right here. DeMarcus Evans, boy, that is accurate. Evangel leads at 22-19. Remember all those two-point conversions missed?
Yes, indeed.
They hurt you. And again, we're going to see Pop Houston again. To Abraham again. Second touchdown of the night. 28-19. Evangel leads this one. You're going to see a final score. Whoa! I'm assuming that's correct. 71-25. Evangel goes to 5-1 in the season. They'll play at Benton. Captain Shreve, they don't have an easy one. They got the Destrehan Wildcats.
We won really big tonight from what I heard. All right, back to the Catholic League, and let's take you down to the Shrine on Airline. That's the Jesuit Blue Jays running out. They're taking on St. Aug, trying to bounce back from that game against Carr, and doing pretty well right off the bat as Vashon Coulon goes downfield to Vershawn Sims Jr. Takes it to midfield, same drive. Khalil Lewis, a 1-yard touchdown, 6-0. The Purple Knights go in front. However, Blue Jays get defensive. Zachary Freelou with the strip, the fumble. Jack McGuire recovers, would lead to a field goal. 6-6 in the second quarter. Coulon goes deep to Raequan Williams. Burns the secondary. That's a 70-yard touchdown, the 2-point conversion, 14-6. Purple Knights in front. Then if it works once, how about again? This time it's Miguel Whitley in stride. He's got another touchdown, 20-6 St. Aug. Third quarter, Jesuit trying to play some defense against that offense. Right there, Cole Pudicki with the interception. Did take the vicious hit after the big grab. Jays couldn't do anything with the turnover, and Coulon back to action, connects with Christopher Dupuis inside the 10. Next play, Jael Noble punches it in to make it 28-9, and the Purple Knights defense would put an exclamation point on this one. Jacques Robichaud taking it in, I should say Robichaud the third taking it in for the score, and even departs into the stands. I want to watch this great performance.
Think you got a flag? Think you got a flag for that, I would think.
Maybe so. Unnecessary celebration.
Coach is going to talk to him about that.
46-23. Purple Knights are another 5-1 team. Louisiana is full of really good teams with good records.
Really good Division IV select matchup, but we have Opelousas Catholic returning to Donald Gardner Stadium. Brand new turf out there, Steve. They really fixed it up, taking on Westminster. First quarter action. Cross Gillen. Who's he find? Get it to Roderick Tezano, the USC commitment. As they call it, fight on. He picks up a first down for the Vikings. Crusaders now on the drive. Stephen George, really good, hands off to Kyle Horde. Takes it up the left side, just out of reach of the Viking defense. We're taking in for the score. Game is 7-0 Westminster. This is a big-time matchup between these two teams in district. Quarterback George looking to pass. He sees an opening, makes the pass intended for Damian Thomas. Caleb Tesno, I imagine they're related. He intercepts that football. And Gillian, Royce Butler, who's an outstanding running back, runs it around the right side, ties up the score to make it 7-7. I think they're the cheerleaders doing their thing. There's Cross Gillen again, finding his guy Tezano. He's a really good receiver. You see your final score, Westminster. I believe they got a field goal to win this one. A left-footed kicker kicked it right at the end of the game. They go to 6-0 in the season. They're the Cinderella team for this season in Division IV. They win it 24-22.
Crusaders, 6-0. How about that? All right, back to the Catholic League, and John Curtis and Holy Cross, the Tigers. Ed Gormley coming out of the chute right there, first quarter. London Paget gets Colston Martinez, I guess. Stiff arms his way to the for a 20-yard gain, pushed out at the 1. Kobe Boudreaux finishes the job, taking the inside handoff. Curtis goes in front, 7-0. Second quarter, Curtis looking to add to that lead. Isaac Gorbatsky gets blown up by Cole Todd. A little bit of a dance there to celebrate for the Tigers, but it would be Gavin Leday gets the last laugh a couple of plays later, absolutely laying out a Holy Cross defender with the truck for the big first down, and then Jacoby Boudreaux finishing off the drive on a 3rd and goal. Spins out of that, picks up the touchdown. Curtis goes in front 14-0. Holy Cross would fire right back. First play of the next drive. Decoy Ferrara. Deep shot to Talon Myers. 72-yard pickup. Doesn't score, but the Tigers are knocking on the door. And if you can do that again, it'll probably work just as well. And Myers on the slant pulls in the touchdown. Tigers on the board with that one. Less than a minute until halftime. Curtis with the ball, trying to add to the lead. London Paget rolls, fires deep. Savoy Guidry with the great play to make the swat. A few plays later, Paget does the same thing, rolls left, buys time. This time, he will find his receiver, Derek Horton Jr., for a big game. Clock is winding down, tick, tick, tick. Curtis looking to put more points on the board. Paget to Luke Martinez, but Jaden Smothers, a touchdown-saving swat. However, Curtis goes on to win this. 21-13. Patriots, another one of those undefeated teams at 5-0. Holy Cross, 3-3 on the season.
The demise of Curtis was not true. They are back. Yeah. They never left.
Yeah, we need to probably look at that a date with Carr. That'll probably be another big flag waver. All right, much more of Friday Night in the Booth. Stay right there. We've still got a lot to go.
The LHSAA Network TV app features a 24/7 live channel as well as on-demand content with all the high school sports you want, and it's totally free. The app is available for download on TV-connected devices, including Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. It's the only place where every day is game day. Download the LHSAA Network TV app today.
So it's going to come down to this.
Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute! There's a flag on the play!
Protect what matters most to you and find out the many ways you can benefit. 100% free tuition and fees to all state colleges. Job training in over 150 different career fields, healthcare, pay, and much more. The Louisiana Army National Guard. Part-time service with lifelong benefits. Find out more by visiting www.lang-recruiting.com.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
Steve Schneider, Troy LaBeouf, back with Friday Night in the Boot. You were at a running clock game. I just went out because the weather was great, but I also wanted to see Central, who has just been added as one of our games of the week later in the season, taking on Woodlawn, and this was a good competitive game. Woodlawn, when I got there, was already up 7-0 on David Semino and his Central Wildcats. By halftime, Central had the lead 14-7. In the third quarter, Caden Randall finds Alonzo Luckett for the long touchdown pass, and the Panthers, with two straight scores, go back in front, 21-14. Ensuing kickoff, and you say that, it's either going to be a turnover or a big play. Actually, a turnover on a kickoff can be a big play, but in this case, it's Shane Brown showing some patience behind that wall of blockers and then breaking free. He's headed to the end zone. They finally got him down inside the 5-yard line, but a few plays later, Jake Jarrow would take the handoff into the end zone. 2-point try, no good. So Woodlawn still leads the Wildcats 21-20 against the defending state champ.
Old school fullback with a neck roll right there.
Yes, indeed. Randall trying to add to the lead. Back to pass for Woodlawn. Picked off by Ethan Smith. Huge play for Central as the deuce is loose. Nice return on the play in the fourth quarter. Ja'Cory Platt going to call his own number. Of course, Semino has been going to that two-quarterback system all year, and here's one of them running it, cutting through the defenders and scoring the touchdown. It would be the winning score. Central actually adds some points to that, but 38-21, the Wildcats now 5-1, and next week, Semino against his old team, the Catholic High Bears, should be great, and Woodlawn will be against Scotlandville.
I imagine we're going to talk about that one. How about Catholic at Liberty on Thursday night? 2-game losing streak for the Bears? I mean, come on. But you got to see who they lost to.
Love the unis for Liberty, by the way.
Liberty hosting opening kickoff. Bears get it, set the tone early. You know what's happening here. It's Justin Baptiste on the return. Get to the outside, up the sidelines, makes everybody miss. That's a house call. All gas, no brakes. That's an opening
Miles with
return
a little excuse
for
me block
touchdown.
right there.
7-0 Catholic. Bears keep their momentum back on offense. Turner Goldsmith drops back, airs it out to Cale Alexander. Led to what you're going to see. You just mentioned that guy, Jay Mills. I mean, you were reading my mind. With the rock up the middle, in the end zone, 14-0, the Bears. Liberty defense trying to stop the powerful Bears offense. Goldsmith on the move, out to the right, looking, the pass is deflected, intercepted by Dylan Nation.
All right.
The Patriots drive stalls. They can't capitalize on the interception. Catholic still in front. See right here, Liberty trying to catch up. That's a big play right there by the defense. Catholic still in front of Liberty trying to catch up with the Patriots. Fumble the ball and the Bears take over. Here's a long one. Goldsmith looking here.
Yes, sir.
Second half, Patriots trying to make something happen. Coming.
Touchdown.
Oh, there's a touchdown right here by the Bears. They do a lot of wildcat, which I think is
Well, Miles is, you give him an extra blocker, it's almost unfair sometimes.
Catholic are keeping the foot on the pedal. Miles takes in for another Bears score, 31-8. But a little Liberty chipping away. Calvin Tate up the middle, takes it down. He's reaching toward the end zone. That's a Patriot touchdown, but wasn't nearly enough. 38-16. The Bears back in the win column. They will be, as you mentioned, at Central. That's going to be an unbelievable game. At Liberty, 3-3, very respectful this season. Will be a tough matchup at Zachary.
Yep. So some other interesting scores besides some of the games we had highlights for, and a couple of these will probably jump out at you. Take a look especially at East Ascension, right down in your neck of the woods.
Prairieville. Ahead of schedule.
The Hurricanes came on this one.
Coach Schmidt, look, we dodged Hurricanes, but East Ascension couldn't dodge it tonight. Look, that's a great win for Coach Schmidt and his staff.
How about Huntington, the Raiders, taking care of C.E. Bird, 34-28, and St. Charles Catholic edges Terrebonne. That's a big win for Wayne Stein to bounce back after losing that heartbreaker to St. James, 31-28. Riverside, no problem. They were up, I think, 35-0 at the half. They're having a great season, 49-0 the final there. And Vinton, 50 on the board, beating Westminster.
The other
Christian
Westminster.
from Lafayette as opposed to the one from Opelousas.
Riverside's playing well. I mean, 49-0. Their Division IV select is on alert right now.
Could be a trip back to the Dome in the offing. All right, we got one more segment here on Friday Night in the Boot. Stay with us. We'll be back to wrap right after this.
If you want to break the rock, you need to make yourself indestructible. If you want to play between the hedges, you need to work out there, up there, down there, everywhere. If you want to reach the win bar, you need to lose sleep, lose count. You need to play every game like you got nothing to lose.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Welcome back, everybody. Steve Schneider, Troy LaBeouf, Friday Night in the Boot. And let's check out now on some other scores. We just showed you some pretty interesting ones. How about Iowa over the Wampus Cats? 33-7. Iowa's got it rolling. Mandeville in that rivalry with Covington, 26-9.
DeRidder 13-12. You don't see a lot of low scoring games. You see one there. And how about Bruley? They get back in the win column, 21-7 over undefeated Donaldsonville.
North DeSoto definitely has it rolling. They beat Minden 63-13. I think Minden was the team that lost to Loyola Prep when they gave up 71. So defense has been an issue. And you saw that other Natchitoches Central Opelousas.
34-33. Yeah. Let's take a look at our next game. This is very interesting. See, Lafayette Renaissance and LCA.
They're right next to each other, basically.
They switch coaching staffs. So
Yeah.
Trail Falk's on the other side now. You see the coin toss. Tigers are perfect 5-0. Knights are coming in tonight, training 4-1. Opening drive for LCA quarterback Braylon Walker. Whoop! Looks for a receiver. He's wrapped up, tracked down by Kai Sellers. Knights back with the football. Excited cheerleaders right there. Same result, different player. Ashton Williams. They're going to get to the UL commit right there. They're bringing the pressure from the outside. This is midway through the first quarter. Walker says, all right, I'm tired of getting sacked. Let's do a little magic here. He keeps it 35-yard on a zone read, breaking tackles, breaking ankles. LCA takes it to the end zone. They lead it 7-0. It was a failed PAT. Right before the quarter ends, Tigers offense looking for a spark. Joseph Adams says, nope, get over here. I got you. I'm going to get you on the ground. LCA, you're going to see your final score coming. They take care of business. They roll. The Night Train rolls 48-7. Big one at Notre Dame for District 6-2A, and Lafayette Renaissance will be with Welsh.
Ever seen a team that was waiting so long for a stadium? Well, it used to be Bishop Sullivan. It's now St. Michael's, and look at this place for the Warriors.
Beautiful.
Hosting a big game against Westphal. The Saints with the football early and the handoff to Ian Hills. Getting the big game, and the Warriors finally wrap them up before we can do more damage. A few plays later, actually the Warriors are going to make a big stop on a 4th down. Saints trying to push for the first down, but it's not happening. Warriors take over on downs, and they would get to work on offense. C.J. Levinston, the handoff, and into the end zone with this sprint to the goal line. 7-0, St. Michael in front. However, the Saints would get on the board in the second quarter. Their quarterback, Brooks Hebert, going to look for Tony O'Sullivan. It's a relatively short toss, but it is effective. And there he walks into the end zone, tying the game at 7-7. Saints get the ball back, and before you know it, Hills is going to be loose again for another big gain as Coach Miner is, hey, give him the ball. Let's see some more offense. Sure enough, right up the gut, coming right at you. And eventually, they knock off a previously unbeaten St. Michael team. 35-18, the Saints get it done.
We had some Hammond St. Paul's highlights. I don't think we'll be able to get to them. I think we're going to show a final score. St. Paul's lost to U-High last week, so they do rebound this week. They take care of Hammond 41-12. You see your score right there. North Shore next week was North Shore at Hammond.
And we're saying goodbye. Good night.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
Protect what matters most to you and find out the many ways you can benefit. 100% free tuition and fees to all state colleges. Job training in over 150 different career fields, healthcare, pay, and much more. The Louisiana Army National Guard, part-time service with lifelong benefits. Find out more by visiting www.lang-recruiting.com.
When looking for a college, I wanted somewhere that would push me and allow me to kind of be the person I'd always wanted to be.
Everyone here kind of has this mindset of seeing the next person succeed, and I think that just creates a Southern Miss spirit.
You find what you need out of Southern Miss. What I need isn't what another student needs, but we all find something here.
You don't have to be what people have said you've been. You don't have to be what people think you are. Like, coming to Southern Miss, you can totally reinvent yourself and be who you truly feel like you are meant to be.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.